Today we are going to discuss about the definition of jurisprudence. So far as the definition of jurisprudence is concerned, first we should discuss about the etymologically concept of the jurisprudence. So etymologically, it derives from Latin word jurisprudentia. Jurisprudentia categorized further into two parts: jus jur plus prudentia. Uh, Jus jur means law and prudentia means a skill. So far as the etymologically concept of the jurisprudence is concerned, it is the skill of law. So a skill can be categorized into two parts: science or philosophy. So whether jurisprudence is considered as a science of law or philosophy of law. So far as the science is concerned, science has three essential requisites. Number first, identification of thing, and number second, classification of thing, and number third is systematization. So these are the three essential characteristics of the science. And besides this, the most peculiar characteristics of science is based upon the cause and effect relationship. So wherever the cause and effect relationship subsist, that is relate to scientific motion. So science is based upon the cause and effect relationship. For an example, once I throw the ball in the sky, it will automatically come down on the earth because of the gravitational force. So there is cause and effect. 2 plus 3 is equal to 5. 2 into 3 is equal to 6. So plus is cause of the effect of 5. Into is the cause of the effect of 6. So there is cause and effect relationship subsist in the scientific motion. So there are 3 or 4 essential requisites of the science. The first scholar who is associated with scientific notion, that is Jeremy Bentham. So Jeremy Bentham is considered as the father of jurisprudence. Why he is considered as the father of jurisprudence? Because he was the first scholar who stated that jurisprudence is the science of law. So far as the science, so far as the classification of jurisprudence is concerned, it is based upon the two notions, expositorial and censorial jurisprudence. So jurisprudence categorized by John Austin into two parts, that is expositorial and censorial jurisprudence. Expositorial is based upon the is proposition, and that is, and censorial school of jurisprudence is based upon the ought proposition. What is proposition and what is ought to be? Is proposition is based upon the science. Ought proposition is based upon the philosophies. Meaning thereby, there is difference between science and philosophy. One prominent scholar, Ramakrishnan, he is the scientist of the ISRO. He stated that science is the thing which we know. So what we know, it is a science, and what we do not know, it is a philosophy. So science is based upon the is proposition. So what, as it is existed in the law, already law has been existed, it is based upon the is proposition. And what law should be or ought to be, it is based upon the censorial school of jurisprudence. Okay, so there are two elements, is and ought to be, and that classification had been categorized into two parts, expositorial and censorial. That means is proposition and ought to be proposition. Coming to second definition, that is John Austin. John Austin considered as a father of English jurisprudence, and he stated that jurisprudence is the science of positive law, and he further classified jurisprudence into two parts: general jurisprudence and particular jurisprudence. What is general jurisprudence and what is particular jurisprudence? The things which is applicable, the skill which is applicable in the general sense. For an example, actus non facit reum nisi menset rea. This is the general principle of crime. And so far as the particular skill of law is concerned, it is based upon the particular thing. For an example, dolly in capex. This is the general explanation of the general defense of the, it is the defense of the, or exceptions of the general exceptions of the general principle of IPC. Dolly in capex. The person who is capable to understand the nature and consequences of the offense or act or omission which is done by the particular person. Immature mind cannot foresee the nature and consequences of the act or omission which is done by that particular person. So this is the particular activity. This is the particular explanation. And so far as the general explanation is concerned, actus reus or mens rea, mental element and act or omission must be clubbed together to constitute the criminal liability. Therefore, it is based upon the general principle, and general jurisprudence, the main ambition of general jurisprudence to cover the general principle or generalize the idea behind the skill of law. So far as the particular jurisprudence is concerned, it is based upon the particular phenomena or particular place, particular thematic issue. So far as the sexual offenses and general exceptions and so on. So these are the things. In next class, we will discuss about the other definition. Thank you so much for watching this video.